How we doing? Sorry, I am late, guys. I am back live literally as we're about to kick off. Everything that could have gone wrong today has decided to go wrong. So I apologise. I'm here. I couldn't find even this remote disappeared. I literally couldn't get the game on without it. So yeah. If I'm losing remotes, says a lot. But we are here just about. I'm live on Red platform and the Doom Scroll platform. There you go. In Aston Villa against Bologna, we'll get through to the lineups of both teams. Haven't really had a chance to even see our lineup, to be honest, because I've been busy doing other things. I have regular OBS now, although I had issues with that. So I just had to scrap that very late on, just to make sure I was live. How are we all doing? Hello to Akbar. Hello to Oscar. Gypsy, how you doing? And Harry. It is priority, yeah? That's why I was trying to sort OBS so I can stream better. OBS can function with my 4K webcam. I can't stream in 4K on Streamlabs, but unfortunately I am on Streamlabs once again. Right, Villa. It's Marco Bizot in goal. It's a back four of Cash, Konza, Torres and Bizot. So Torres back in the team along with the backup keeper. Guess on one side, Rogers the other. Is likely, or we're going to see Buendia out wide. Kamara and McGinn in the middle is almost a guarantee. It's Daniel Marlon, the lone striker. I say lone, it's like a lone with a shadow striker behind him. I'm hoping the shadow striker is gonna be Rogers, but could be Buendia. It could be Gesson, to be honest. That whole attack is Unai thinks it's versatile, so we'll see. Just bear with me as I try to get my own bloody chat up here. Hello to the TikTok viewer. What's good? Villa had to keep Rashford. It says Wolfie over on TikTok. I would have liked to have kept Rashford, but football doesn't work that way, unfortunately. He wanted to go to Barcelona. So far, doing well at Barcelona. But anyway, I am live. I'm here. Hello to everyone. Can Villa win a game this season in any competition? We're out of the Carabao Cup. We have played 5 league games this season. We've drawn 3 of them and lost 2. 6 games in all competitions this season without a win for Aston Villa. So I'm hoping today's the day, is what I'm trying to say. I'm hoping today is the day, but we'll see. I don't know about Bizot and goal. Bizot and goal is weird, I find. That's an interesting decision to make. I feel like goalkeepers don't need to be dropped, rested, anything like that. So maybe Unai has more confidence with Bizot. Maybe he wants to reward Bizot for his performance against Newcastle. He didn't have a great game against Palace, but I wouldn't say it was his fault we conceded the goals. I mean, Gahey's goal was ridiculous. And the first goal was Matty Cash keeping... I can't remember who gets onside. It wasn't Saar. But it was Cash's mistake that led to Palace's penalty. How you doing, Jerome? What's good? Oscar with the yippee chant in the chat. I'm hoping we get a win today. I feel like we can win today. I think we can do a Spurs where we just have separate form in Europe compared to the league. That has to be a fan of Marlon, by the way, which it is. And the free kick to Aston Villa is given. Ian Runai says hello from Norway. Bologna is not a walk in the park. What do you think? Well, we beat them at Villa Park last season. In fact, Villa will play Bologna and Young Boys, who were both Champions League group stage opponents last season. And we beat them both very comfortably. Obviously, I don't think we're as good as last season, so this will, I think, be a harder game based on that alone. But yeah. On the bench of Villa, so I didn't even cover that. It is Bogard, Burrows, Digne, Harvey Elliott, Garcia, Lindelof, Tyrone Mings, the backup keepers in Oakley and Proctor, so not even Emmy on the bench for that. Sancho and Ollie Watkins. Barkley still injured along with Onana and Yuri Tielemans. I think the idea is we're going to play Sancho and Harvey Elliott at the weekend. I think we need to win a league game, essentially. So I think we've put all the eggs in that basket, and we're going to try and focus on getting some league form back. So we have rested them for today. I think that's the idea. Pass into Gesson, finds its way. Gesson has space to run into. Gesson for Villa. Big chance. Oh, great save. Oh, great save. Villa could have took the lead. Probably should have took the lead there. Evan Gesson free down the right-hand side. I'm surprised the defenders allowed him that much time and space, to be honest. I feel like we play a Premier League team, he'd have been closed down much quicker there. It's a great save, and we also could not get the rebound either. But a huge chance of Villa inside the first few minutes of this game. Still 0-0 at Villa Park. Konza, through the work of John McGinn down the right, we win the ball back. Grealish's Villa says, come on, Villa. I hope we get to score today. I mean, that's bloody close, in fairness. Hello, Terry. Yes, I'm not muted, you idiot. I can literally see on stream I'm not muted. UPIA, copied it. I'm good, Bobby. I'm very good, mate. I'm very good. I'm happy as well with the start we've had in this game. Yeah. Like I said, very easily could have been a goal there for Aston Villa. Very nearly. Very poor defending, though, for them. I can't lie. What are you watching on? I am watching on TNT Sports, my friend. Like I said, and I'll say it again, whenever there's a legal way to watch Villa, I'm always there, and I always pay an extortionate amount, to be honest. And I cannot show the game. I will get banned. Don't be an idiot, Hazard. You're better than that. Not shaving beard until Villa win a game. I've thought about it. I could do that, in fairness. I feel like we'll win at the weekend. I don't know. I got a feeling we always seem to beat Fulham. Even at our very worst, we get results against Fulham. So I'm hoping that even if I did that challenge, it wouldn't even go very long anyway. The linesman has put his flag up here for that's a very obvious offside. To be fair, that's a good line from Villa. We caught them off. Pau Torres was very good. When we decided to play a very high line, when we finished fourth in the Premier League, we played that, rock and roll high line football, and Pau Torres was at the heart of that for most of that season. So if we are to have any kind of high line, I do fancy Torres in that role. So far, Pau's playing well. Look, it's early days, guys. It's early days in this game. We are only 7 minutes in. And there's no complaints from me so far. Gesson could have scored early on, but didn't. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's a good save. It's one of those where it's hard to criticise too much because he's got it on target. He's hit it hard and low. And I'm more frustrated there was no one there for the rebound, as their defender essentially just cleared the ball on the goal line. I'm a whole minute in front of you. Oh dear. My totally legal football stream broke. I'm fuming. Oh dear, Harry. Long ball forward, looking for Daniel Marlon, and he cannot keep that in play. I'll ask the chat. What do you guys feel about Daniel Marlon this season? I'll ask you guys that. How have you rated Marlon so far? Hasn't started much. He started against who was it? It was Brentford in the cup. Started that game. Couple appearances off the bench. Any thoughts on Daniel Marlon so far? Just reading some chat. Dodgy at the back, trying to play out from defence. Well, when your confidence is low, playing out from the back is always risky. I like, I'll always say that, but I do like typically play out from the back. Orsolino, whatever he's called, is class. You should watch him. Maybe you should bring back Super Jack. I do think Jack suits a team where their structure is more fluid. I don't think with that anymore, though. I think with Unai Emery, we like to have our stages of play very, very static. I think we would have to give Jack more freedom than anyone else. So that's why he hasn't done well at City, because there's no freedom in that team. Corner for Bologna, cleared of the way at the near post, flicked forward, chance, put wide. The flag does come up, but it could have been a moment there for Bologna. We'll have to see if that really was offside. I'm surprised by how Villa started this season, considering UCL campaign. Do you mean what, the UCL campaign last year? How well we did? The rumours and reports that PSG said Villa were the hardest team they played in the Champions League. I mean, they even beat Inter Milan 5-0 in the final. I feel like we would have put way more of an effort than Inter if it was us in that final. I'll say that. And he has won a treble at City at Grealish, but they won it in spite of him, not because of him, is how I will word that. Because even in those important games, he didn't really do anything. In the final, he was a passenger. He still has like the trophies and stuff. But I would never say Grealish won them that. He was just kind of there. I have no animosity towards Jack Grealish, but I just say it as it is. He's not playing for Everton right now because his career at City has gone well. Bizot distributes it short. Torres. There is a bit of a high press here from the Italian side. Torres does go long now, looking for the halfway line, trying to find Daniel Marlon. Villa do win the second ball, and we could have a break here. Buendia, options to his left. Cross towards Marlon. To be fair, it's a really good early ball from Morgan Rogers, looking for Daniel Marlon, but well cut out. Villa get a corner at the north stand. That was a good counter-attack from Villa. And this is nice to actually see a little bit of pace on the Villa counter. We haven't really seen much of that so far this season. And that pass from Rodgers with the outside of his foot, I did like that. I thought it was quite a delicate ball. It is unfortunate that it was well read. I have forgot about YouTube chat for a second. Incredible player brings tears to my eyes. What are we in store today, guys, says Erin. Hopefully, we're in store for 3 points in the Europa League group stage. Corner to Villa, taken short. Cross from Marlon. Rodgers misses it entirely. McGinn has a shot. Yeah! John McGinn! Of course, it's the captain to save Villa and our perilous form. We're starting the Europa League with a goal inside 12 minutes. Love that from Super John McGinn. I mean, Morgan Rogers literally miskicks this ball, and I'm thinking, for God's sake, another opportunity wasted. It does fall to the captain, edge of the box, and he drills it in. Villa 1, Bologna 0. And it has, to be fair, it has been all Aston Villa in these opening 15 minutes. It has been all Villa. Let's be real. Guess on Mr. Big Chance to make it 1-0. And then John McGinn now. I mean, he loves that. Left foot, lets it bounce. Oh, that's a lovely finish. The keeper could not react in time. And it is a 1-0 lead for the Villa boys. Erin, you've come at the perfect time. As Erin asks how we're doing. Well, she asks, what have we got in store? We've got a 1-0 lead in store for you guys. Lovely finish from John McGinn. Right, late tonight. Hi all, how you doing, Erica? It is 1-0 to Villa, and we have a corner straight away. Now, this is what we want to see. Haven't seen much of this season. This almost feels like alien to me. Quick attacking football from Villa, and already on the front foot after scoring. Not sitting back. We have to win this game. Give the boys some confidence, man. We really do need it. I do think we need it. And I think it's poetic, really, that is John McGinn to score. The captain pulling Villa up. Corner to Villa. Torres doesn't quite get his header onto it. Kept alive. John McGinn, edge of the box. Handball? Surely. The referee doesn't whistle. Ball falls to Rodgers on the byline cross. Keeper doesn't get there. It's going to go to Buendia on the far side. Villa still keeping this attack alive. Buendia now enters the box. He crosses towards Marlon. Headed clear. Villa, another corner. This is fantastic start to this game. And to be honest, like I said, it does feel weird. I've watched Villa play side-to-side, tippy-tappy football like every game so far this season. Now we're bombing crosses, we're playing with a bit of pace. This is what I want to see. And Isaac says you're playing Bologna. We've lost to Brentford twice this season, so I don't care what you're saying, Isaac. We have not played with this tempo all season. And hopefully we can get going here. Corner from McGinn towards Marlon. Only half cleared, one back by Buendia, but only temporarily. Shot from Maatsen. Smashes into a Bologna defender. They could try and hit us on the break here, but it's very well shut down from Buendia. The referee will say foul. I'll say that's a fantastic challenge from Buendia. Cuts out the counter-attack. Attempts to win the ball. Doesn't quite get it, but I love the desire and determination from Emi Buendia. 16 minutes gone here. Villa 1, Bologna 0. And yeah, I mean, even after we scored, it was Villa on the front foot straight away with consecutive corners. And yeah, Bologna has survived the, I would say, the dangerous attacks from Aston Villa. At least in that spell. I mean, if they went 2 goals down early on, the games, you could argue it could be over as a contest. So you have to survive that barrage of attack, which they have done. And, you know, they're very much still in this game. A counter-attack puts this game level on terms, so we've got to be careful on the break, which is why Emi Buendia felt necessary to foul his man to stop Villa from conceding a counter-attack. But so far, so good. Like to see this. Good interception as well as Villa press up. Rodgers, I like what I've seen from Rodgers so far today. I like what I see from Rodgers. I haven't liked what I've seen from Rodgers for most of this bloody season, to be honest. But I like that. If you just bear with me. There we go. I've got my chat here. Some people are laughing that it could be Villa's first win. Who just joined his squad? It was John McGinn who has put Villa 1-0 up with a lovely outside the box shot, left-footed, bottom right corner. I just want someone to step up today. This isn't, unfortunately, this is Europa League, so Fantasy Prem only counts for the Premier League games. However, this gives him confidence, though, to have a go. So this could help in the Premier League this season. We're seeing Matty Cash take shots from distance. That got him a goal against Sunderland. We're trying more audacious shots, and I always like that. I mean, it's entertainment at the end of the day as well. But when you need something, we got the captain to do something. He's hate on McGinn, but him and Cash are best player. I mean, I will say, I've given Cash a lot of stick, but Cash getting that goal against Sunderland, the fact Cash is our only Premier League goal scorer is insane. But yeah, well, I mean, I'm delighted with this. Just got home, was a good goal. Very nice goal. It was a mishit from Rodgers beforehand, but it fell to McGinn, edge of the box, left-footed. He let it bounce once, possibly twice. Kamara now. Marlon could be 2. Daniel Marlon! Great save at his near post. Aston Villa looking for that second goal. Daniel Marlon nearly finding it. It's a really good stop down to his near post by Skorupski. Gets down low. I mean, the shot, if it was more in the corner, that probably goes in. It is a little bit close to the keeper's near side. Still a good save, and it's another corner for Aston Villa. But we're actually getting shots on goal, which we've just not seen like all season. McGinn's corner, left-footed, doesn't beat the first man, and there's a foul in the middle anyway. But yeah, Lee says we need people playing more confidence in the little boost team morale. The latest about Maccabi Tel Aviv, apparently there's going to be a vote to dispel Israel and all the sides that compete in Europe. So essentially just Maccabi Tel Aviv could be expelled from the Europa League, which does affect Villa because we would have played them. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But the rumour is there's a high likelihood they do get kicked out now. That is the rumour. But yeah, happy days so far for Villa. 20 minutes gone. It's been all Villa. Thoroughly deserved the lead here. Yeah, I'm delighted. Just missing more of my chats here. Doesn't prove much if you beat Bologna. Well, Man United lost to Grimsby Town. So, are Grimsby, are they Premier League contenders? Because they beat a side in the Premier League? Let's celebrate a win, right? If we get this win. How about that, Isaac? Rather than police celebrations. Very bizarre. I feel like people who do that kind of thing just don't watch football or don't know much about it. Will Watkins play on the weekend? Most likely. I think Watkins, Sancho, Elliott will all start. Based on how we've set the lineup today, I think the idea is we rest them. I thought Sancho and Elliott would have played today, but we really value, obviously, the league right now because we're not doing very well. So I think the idea is to hope that this team is good enough to beat Bologna, and then we can play our stronger team against Fulham at the weekend. And hopefully get our first 3 points of the season. Fingers crossed, though. Fingers crossed. Ruben, it is John McGinn who scored. Yeah, someone else said it in the chat as well. John McGinn is the goal scorer for Aston Villa. We lead 1-0. It has been all Villa, to be honest. I mean, it's, I try and keep it as honest as I can on this channel, but it really has been all Aston Villa so far. I mean, if you followed Villa closely this season, you'll know that our shot count has been pitiful. We've already had 5 shots. We're 20 minutes in. We've had 3 shots on target. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. More of the same, please, Villa. And the XG, for those wondering, I mean, we've only managed 0.22. So it does show the finish from John McGinn. It's quite exceptional. I feel like we're trying to do Spurs, come 17th in the Premier and win the Europa. We'll see. To be honest, I don't disagree with that at all because we're not playing. We're not playing like we have been in the Premier League. This feels like the confident Villa I saw last year. This feels completely separate from what I've seen in the Premier League this year. So it is a surprise. It is a surprise. Erica says very positive. Hope Marlon scores. I would love a Marlon goal today. I'd love a Marlon goal because I know he must be struggling a little bit. Like there was rumours he was going to go, which never happened. Same with Emi Buendia. I don't think his Villa career has panned out the way he'd wanted it to so far. So for him to get a goal today would be very nice to kick off his season. You know what? Even Rodgers, Rodgers hasn't scored so far this season. I'm just seeing, does his miss kick count as an assist? I don't think it does, because I think it hits a Bologna player after. I was hoping by some shithouse way that the goal McGinn scored would have been his assist, but it has not gone down as his assist. He does completely swing and a miss as the ball fell to him, and it then dropped back to John McGinn a couple yards further back. McGinn waited for a bouncing ball and he hit it very sweetly. Here comes Emi Buendia down the left for Aston Villa. Gesson in the box. He waits for Maatsen. Maatsen's early ball's deflected. Another Villa corner. We've had so many so far to this evening. Want Morgan to score. James celebrating. We've scored a goal at home. We have scored a goal at home. Like I said, I think the goal scorers so far of the season have a bit of poetry to it. Matty Cash, who's constantly criticised, and even by me, at Villa being our only Premier League scorer, and the captain getting Villa our first goal at home this season. Oh, what a block from McGinn, by the way, as well, stopping a counter-attack. He fortunately does get a bit unlucky. However, Bologna just cannot seem to keep the ball. Marlon now, edge of the box, he steps inside, tries to do too much, gets tackled by the keeper. What on earth is going on? Buendia, he keeps it alive. Hooks across. Oh, I think he might be going for that, Emi Buendia. I thought he was going to try and hook across to the back stick. I think he's just tried to bend that in the far corner. It has just gone wide. I was about to say, why does Marlon not release this ball? Marlon somehow smothers his way into the box, gets to the keeper. To be fair, the goalkeeper's done really well to tackle Marlon. I mean, the strength of Marlon is fantastic there to hold off multiple defenders as he waltzes his way through, but it's a very good bit of goalkeeping. He has to get that right. He dives at his feet, gets to the ball first, tips it away from him, and then it led to Buendia's shot, which curled wide of the post. I mean, it's unlucky. I thought it was a cross from Buendia. I feel like oh, that's a mistake. Villa chance for 2. Oh, that is really good covering defending. Bologna try and play out from the back straight away. I had to cut what I was saying short completely there, as Bologna's keeper distributes the ball short, and Villa get it straight away. And Buendia's annoyed with himself that he couldn't put the cross back into the box. I mean, that was a huge chance for a 2-0 Villa lead there. The Villa press, I mean, I was saying that I don't fancy us playing out from the back sometimes. Bologna playing out from the back. They gave the ball away in their own box. Corner comes in. Marlon doesn't get to it. Kamara slips and fouls his man. God's sake. A free kick to Bologna. That's just unfortunate. Kamara just slips at the worst time. As he slips, his foot catches the defender, and a free kick to Bologna there. This game has been very strange. I've been loving it, but it has been very strange so far. I'm late. Scored. John McGinn scored, Brett. John McGinn. 26 minutes gone. 1-0 Villa. And to be honest, it has been all Villa. And we're very... I'd even go as far to say we're unlucky that it's not 2-0. Because we have had a couple chances to make this game 2-0. You know, good bit of goalkeeping keeps out Gesson. We've just had a Buendia shot that's gone wide. We've had chances to make this 2-0, which we haven't taken. But it has been a high-tempo game of football. The passing has been brilliant. And we have carved our opponent on the counter. I feel like we've not counter-attacked anyone this season. And we're actually holding the ball up well when we clear it long, playing a little bit direct at times. And it is working. And I haven't said that about Villa this season. I haven't liked how we've played so far. This feels like last season. And not the end part. This feels like when we got a bit, we had a bit of a run going together. I mean, we had a bad patch where we didn't win for about 7-8 games. And then we've had a couple purple patches last season. It feels like that. It looks like there's a bit of confidence flowing in this side. It's just what you want to see. Thanks for the roses from Ed. We had a rip Ozzy Osbourne. Every Villa fan will tell you they love Ozzy. I was gutted I couldn't go to what turned out to be his final show. I expected him at another time. I mean, it was his farewell tour, I suppose, but I was hoping that they could always do more. And he went out in the most heavy metal way possible. So, yeah. That to be honest, that news did choke me up when I found out. I can't lie. James said it took their sweet time. I mean, yeah, it feels like this game already, look, we still have a long way to go, but this game feels like we actually have kicked off the season. I feel like we haven't really been ourselves this season at all. This is the first time where I can see how we're playing and really identify that this is Aston Villa. It's been quite nice. This reminds me of the friendlies that we play. I mean, the friendlies weren't amazing, but when we beat Roma, we played in a very similar way. This is more reminiscent of the Villa that I remember. That how good we can be, basically. Marco Bizot for the winner, says AVFC. Marco Bizot. McGinn hooks it forward, looking for Gesson. That's an awkward ball backwards, and Rodgers will chase this, and he could get it. Rodgers just can't quite reach it. I tell you, that the passing from Bologna has been very suspect. And we've played well in this game, but we're very unlucky, I think, to not be more comfortably ahead. Not being impressed with them at all. Especially, you play against a side that haven't won this season. This is the perfect time to play them. Trying to catch us during a bad bit of form. You'd think that they were the team in bad form. Cross from the left deflected. Odegaard tried to get that ball in. He does have support now. Cross back into the box. Well defended by Pau Torres, and now a foul. And a free kick to Aston Villa has been given to relieve the pressure. There was an option down the left-hand side, which Odegaard did ignore. He puts the cross in, looking for Castro. Very well defended, though, in fairness. And, yeah, I mean, Pau Torres has had his critics. I've been one of them, but I think he's been okay so far. I saw Black Sabbath Bridge when I visited Birmingham. We'll have to be back to see Aussie Mural. Oh, it is quite nice, actually, going down there. Yeah, it is lovely. Okay, that's a terrible attempt on goal. I mean, I don't know what Lukumi's doing. You play centre half, my friend. Bro thinks he's playing NFL, because what is that? He has just launched that. Middle of the goal, sailed about 30 yards above the crossbar. Goal kick for Bizot. And Aston Villa, half hour played. Still remains 1-0. I'll have a quick look around the Europa League, because we've got other games going on right now. Earlier today, we had Go Ahead Eagles lose 1-0 at home to Stour. Lille beat Brand 2-1. I think Lille will be the team to watch this season for potential Europa League winners. Chance of Villa potentially. Buendia finds a pass on the inside. Cash now on the byline, trying to wrestle. He does unfortunately lose that individual battle. Tries to press in the corner, and Villa do get a throw in with Cash's effort. Ferencváros are losing 1-0 to Victoria Plitzen. We also have Rangers still goalless with Genk, Salzburg 0-0, Porto, Stuttgart and Celta Vigo still goalless. Utrecht along with Lyon. The only other game with goals, Young Boys against Panathinaikos. 3-1 to the Greek away side. 4 goals in half an hour. Quite impressive. As you were for most of the other games. Bizot makes a save for Villa down the other end. I didn't actually see what happened here, so I'm going to have to watch myself as I just looked at the scores. Cut inside past Maatsen. Straight down the middle. It's a simple save for Bizot. Simple save. One of those you'd expect him to make. Doesn't spill it. Bernardeschi, though, it is someone to keep an eye on. Can cause some problems. Has been a regular in Serie A for a while now. So, yeah. 5 shots to 3. I mean, 6 shots to 3, I should say. We have allowed Bologna to have a couple. That is their first shot on target, though. Just to paint a picture for everyone here, 33 minutes gone. It has still been all Villa, in my honest opinion. Can you attempt to pronounce more European names, please? Shut up, Mark. I unfortunately do not watch. It is Stour, right? Like the Romanian site. I swear you pronounce it that way. I'm not Romanian though, so I'm making guesses. And I'm not Czech either, so Plitzen. Is it Plitzen? Plitzen? I could look it up actually. The P is soft like Bill, so it is Zen. Hang on, it's Pilsen. Pilsen. Oh, I'm not far off that. I'm not far off it, Mark. When they read out Villa on the the draw, it's always Aston Villa. So I don't want to hear it. Aston. Free kick to Bologna here. They're growing into it a little bit more, which is not nice to see. Cross towards the far post. Everyone leaves it, including Ian Maatsen at the far post there. He just shields it out of play. Very poor delivery, really. Yeah, exactly. Grealish's village. Aston Villa. I've heard Aston Villa from an Italian before as well. She's quite funny. It's not going to be perfect. Here's Pau Torres for Villa. We once again play out from the back. Torres, that's a good ball into Marlon, but his touch. I mean, bro, I said this against Brentford. The Timberlands have to stop with Marlon. Take that, but it's on the floor to your feet. It's not in front of you. Please don't, don't spring it away from you. You don't have trampolines on your feet. It's okay, Daniel. See what the Villa fans are saying from the goal. I imagine there's a lot of sarcasm, actually, over on Villa's Twitter. Weirdly, Stan Collymore had like a Villa if you know what Twitter Spaces are, essentially it's like people all tune into like a voice chat, and other people can request to talk and stuff. Stan Collymore talking with random football Twitter accounts for Villa, which I just found was quite funny. Obviously with the news of Monchi, haven't made a video on that by the way, but Monchi, you guys are probably all aware that Monchi's decided to leave. It is what it is. I'm not upset about it. I don't think Monchi has ever done a bad job, but I'm not super upset about it. Someone said Rodgers with the dummy. That his swing and a miss was on purpose. Okay, I'll rate that. I'll rate it. JLB, we have scored a goal, my friend. We have. And we could be looking for a second one here. Gesson pressing. Marlon now battling, but once again, we lose that. That's a really poor ball forward from Bernardeschi. Emi Buendia finds Rodgers in the middle. His pass, though. I feel like he should take a touch there. It has kind of lost his balance as the ball has been put into his midriff there. Like a Giannis came across, put him under pressure. Tottenham Tell says you got us to win 3-0. Very, very audacious to say we're going to score 3 goals, but a win, you never know. Cross from the right, only half cleared. It's Bernardeschi for Bologna, shapes to shoot. Puts that quite far wide in fairness. I mean, Bizot doesn't even feel the necessary to dive at that. But Tottenham Tell, I will be happy to say we have been the better side in this game. We have created chances. I haven't said that much this season. And we do look like a threat on the counter-attack, which again, haven't really said much this season. So you never know. Maybe your money will be in your account after today. You never know. It would help if Daniel Marlon can collect the ball with his feet. It would go a long way. But I like what I've seen from Evan Gesson. I like what, obviously, John McGinn always puts in effort going forward and defensively. Kamara now launches a long ball towards Gesson again. Doesn't quite reach its mark. Yeah, I think it's been a good game so far. Another great challenge from Kamara. This is a chance, though. Rodgers has lots of room to run into. Option to his left. Rodgers might go alone. Oh, Morgan Rodgers. What is that? Oh, and honestly, his form this season. I mean, in a game where we've played well, I really want to give him some kind of praise, right? But it's still kind of been the same old Morgan Rodgers that we've seen so far this season. That pass is absolutely shocking, man. He had so much space. And that's his prime position. Middle of the box as well. Options left and right. He could have found Buendia way earlier. He decides to wait and wait. So long, I thought, well, he's actually going to go alone now and use Buendia as a decoy. And then he tries to find him with a pass, but the option's gone. By that point, they already covered the pass to Buendia. needed more than two-dimensional thinking there for Rodgers, to be honest, which is a shame. I want a bit more from him in general. I mean, I didn't want him to start today, but Unai Emery loves starting Rodgers. I don't know. Not gonna lie, before the game started, I would have said 2-0 loss for performance against Sunderland. Villa said, I'm a big Villa fan. I could never guess with Villa for Life as your channel. Rodgers at 8 Pro. Rodgers has struggled this season. I love Morgan Rodgers, but he really has struggled this season. Hey, doing Sub-M Gamer, what's good? What is good, my friend? Grealish, Villa said I feel a bit bad for Morgan, fell off a little bit. I just think I don't know whether it's his confidence. I don't know whether it is maybe because he plays every game, if he doesn't feel the necessary need to, always give 100%. I don't know, to be honest, but he's definitely not the Rodgers that he once was. There's been glimpses. To be fair, he did play a really nice outside the foot pass. Looking for Daniel Marlon, and is a really good interception that stopped Villa from probably scoring a goal. You would back Marlon 1-on-1, 6-7 yards out. Cash has been booked for a foul. Oh, he has been absolutely mugged off there, in fairness. And he knows what he's doing. he knows what he's doing. The left winger, Cambiaghi for Bologna, cuts inside, lovely first touch, and Cash has to bring him down, in my opinion. Otherwise, he has a lot of room down this left hand side. He looked surprised to have been given a yellow for it, but I know what he's trying to do there. He's trying to act like he's ran into him, but I know it. Cross for Bologna. Not a bad ball. Villa do deal with it momentarily. They still have it there, alive. Cross is deflected. They do get a corner. It fell to Freuler, who did well to earn Bologna a set piece. Like I said, they've started to grow into this a little bit, which is not what I want to say. They were getting peppered like around 15-20 minutes into this game, around the time McGinn scored. A common thing for Villa is to score a goal and then just, step off the gas a little bit. We actually carried on going at them. We had a few consecutive corners, forced a couple saves, and they survived that barrage of attacks. Corner to Bologna, punched away from Bizot. That's an unfortunate slip for Bologna, in fairness, and they've just blazed the ball into the stand. It's one of the we've seen that already in a few times, in fairness, this season. Players slipping over at a poor time. It's nice to see it not happen to Villa for a change. Two minutes to half time. Still 1-0 to Aston Villa. Carlos and Villa finally winning. They are indeed. Villa got sent to the moon against Sunderland. And Zeke says, I'm at the Villa right now. The fact, if you can find signal, fair play to you, my friend, because I can never find any signal in that ground. Marlon wins a throw. Does well to hold. I think his hold-up play is good. I just don't think he's great playing ball to feet sometimes. I don't know what it is with him. I feel like you're better playing like to his head or his chest. Lovely long throw to find Rodgers. Cushions it. Marlon. Oh, Gesson kind of got in his way there a little bit. We keep it alive. Cash goes for a shot. It does deflect off the left winger, and Villa do get a throw in. I think there was a little bit of miscommunication there. Gesson just kind of seemed to get in the way of Daniel Marlon. They just kind of came together. Cash long throw. Oh, that's not a fantastic takedown from Morgan Rodgers. Gonna go to the halfway line. Konza does very well there. Oh, he's fuming that a throw to Bologna's been given there in the meantime. I think it did clip off his shoulder though, in fairness. He did kind of just leave that. Spurs are your owners. You mean the same Spurs side that Villa beat twice at home last season, and you finished 17th? not great owners. You've let the dog off the leash, my friend. If you're the owner, you're in trouble with the RSPCA. That's what I'm gonna say. Am I the only one who gets the white Villa shorts and they always end up going grey? I get the Villa shorts. I bought some Villa shorts a couple of years ago and the badge peeled off. I bought 3 different Villa shorts and the badge came off all of them. So that was when it wasn't stitched on. It was like stuck on, and I don't know what material they used. It was like plastic, and it like completely peeled off. I was not happy. So that was just wasted money. I had a Villa. Oh, Marlon's probably offside there. Yeah, the flag does come up. I had a Villa badge as well from around this period where the lion just peeled off. And got Europa League. What did Villa win? You played Man United. You played Onana and sat 11 men behind the ball. You imagine playing scared against Man United. And then because Spurs won a trophy, which like breaks the universe because Spurs never win trophies, you sack your only manager that goes and does it. Actual clown club. Clown club. Half time though. 1-0 to Aston Villa. Very good first half. I'm happy with that. Like I said, it's been a nice change of pace. Liked what I've seen so far. Liked what I have seen. Let me know what you guys think. Have you been happy with this? If you've been watching alongside with me, what have been your takeaways, your thoughts, any changes you would make at half time? I think I'm about to say it actually, and then I look at the player ratings got on screen. Yeah, some of the players who got on attack have been great. Some haven't been. Rodgers just isn't on the same wavelength as everyone else. I think that my score here, it says Buendia 6.2. I think it's a little bit harsh. I don't think Buendia has been great, but I feel like Buendia has offered more than Rodgers. So for Flash score to give them the same rating, I think is a bit harsh. Son I've been really pleased with. I like what I've seen. I think he's very unlucky to have not scored. He had a chance early on, I think like 6 minutes into the game. Buendia and Cash off pure negligence that these two clowns are still stars in 2025 is one of the comments. So much better. I have tears in my eyes. Get Rodgers off the pitch. Worst player again by a mile. Not awful. Elliott on though. I don't think we'll bring Elliott on. Or Sancho on probably until like 20 minutes to go. We're going to try and keep them fit for the weekend. That's what I imagine. Tom says so much better. Keep this level of performance up and we'll be so much more confident heading into the weekend. Only thing is it should be more than one. Miles better. Got another gear to go here. That's what I mean. I still think we can raise the level. We can raise the bar even from this point. Like I've been impressed with us. But I still know we can get to another level. But it's nice to see us play confident, at times, high-tempo, attacking football. Eric's very encouraging. Need a second Buendia player of first half. That's why I said I thought the Buendia rating that I've got over on the red streaming platform. I have Flash score overlaying it. It's put Buendia with a 6.2. I think it's been really harsh. I thought Buendia has had tidy moments. I just think Rodgers has been terrible. And Marlon, I think Marlon with a 6.8. I'd have said Buendia higher than Marlon. I think Marlon has let himself down with some bad touches at times. I don't know. I would love him to get a goal today, though. Love him to get a goal. Gesson was good. His top, says Sean. I don't know what you mean by that. And Arby said scored a goal. Get in. We have scored a goal. You know, how did the line peel off? I have no idea. It just started to come off. Like I said, this wasn't like a stitched on badge. They had it so it looked nicer in photos, but they're not built to long last basically. There was layers to it. Like you've got like the white outer line as well. The line and the star, they were all like added onto the badge that you could essentially peel off, which is just not great if you want to keep shirts for a long time. I'd much rather it stitched in and it looked not as good, because at least it can't fall off. Yeah, he's good first half, good at winning the ball. But yeah, I liked Gesson. I thought Gesson, he's always tidy with his feet. I think you just got to play to his strength, and you know he can receive a long ball. We tried that a couple times this season where you play direct to Gesson. He can deal with that and help build an attack. And we have gone direct to Gesson a few times so far, and I think he's coped with that quite well. Ram says Buendia is terrible. There's nothing else to say. I've seen very contrasting opinions on Emi Buendia. I don't think I love. All right, how do I word this? I love Buendia's determination. I don't know if he is as good as what we need him to be, though. Kind of similar to Matty Cash. Cash always tries, but is he technically as good as what we need him to be? That's more of the conversation, I think. Because Buendia has actually put in a shift here and has at least tried. And I would much rather that than Rodgers, who I think is more technically gifted than Buendia, but is like half-assed in one moment. And then the other side of the coin to that is his decision-making has been shite this season. Consistently shite. Elsewhere, by the way, in the Rangers game against Genk, but which still hasn't even gone for half-time yet, there's been a red card for Rangers with Diamande being sent off, and Genk have missed a penalty. That has literally just whistled for half-time now. So Rangers' poor start to the season, doesn't look like it's going to improve any time soon. Their fans are not happy with everything that's going on. They lost 6-0 to Club Brugge in the Champions League qualification, which is the reason why they're in the Europa League. Disastrous scoreline, in fairness. And I'm just seeing now the penalty save. It's a good save. It struck really hard. It's just not in the corner. And Jack Butland, former Stoke and Birmingham City, spit on it. But no, it's a good save. Good save from Butland. But yeah, I'm happy with what I've seen though. I think this has been much better. If we win this 1-0 and it's a boring second half, I don't really care. I think getting a win and a clean sheet would be amazing right now. Would it be nice to go and get a second goal, third goal, comfortably win this, and I can be all cheery? That would be fantastic. However, I would take this kind of win all day, every day. JCB, can you please not spam? I will have to mute your comments if you continue. In fact, I'll probably do that right now. There's no need to do that, my friend. Please don't. You can just say it once. I can read comments, my friend. Rodgers needs to be on the bench, says Victoria. Yeah, he should come off, I think. I do think that. Some people saying Buendia has not played well. I think we all have to agree, and everyone here, we all have to agree, Rodgers should not be playing right now. I love Rodgers. I think he's one of my favourite players at this club. But he has not been good enough this season. And he deserves to get dropped. And once again, he's not played well again this evening. And has deserved to get dropped. And should be subbed off. I hope we're all on the same wavelength there. Brendan, you're getting banned for that. I don't ban many people, but you are a horrible person. That's not funny. Please do grow up. There you go. What a weirdo. I don't understand people, man. I really don't. Hang on. I haven't done the wrong account, have I? Did I just block someone else? I might have accidentally blocked someone else. Oops. How did I even do that? Anyway, if I've accidentally blocked you, I apologise. Try and find a way to contact me, I guess. He needs to earn his position, says Lee. Is Marlon allergic to shooting? To Adrian. Well, he had a chance. He had a shot, but it was too close to the keeper. Very easily could have made that 2-0. Good game so far, says Villa Tom. Rodgers needs to come off. Bring on Elliott. Get Sancho on for the start of second half. Like I said, I agree that I'd rather them be playing. However, we need them to be fit for Fulham at the weekend. So I think we need to think about Fulham as well. We've got to get wins in the Premier League. So if we can hold off 60th, 70th minute, bring them on. If they equalise, fair enough. Maybe bring them on. But get to around the 60th, 70th minute mark, then bring them on. Is what I would much rather have, because I'd rather them be a bit more fit for Fulham. We haven't won a game this season, and I want our better players fit for that game. It's only in a few days. Only in a few days. Do you think Arsenal can win the league, or is it not possible? Arsenal can definitely win the league. I don't think they will, though, Marcus. I don't think... How do I say this in a nice way? Arteta, I think, is a good manager. However, got no balls. He has 0 balls. Right? There's been games already this season where his lack of balls have cost Arsenal. We're 5 games in. Lack of balls cost them against Man City. Should have gone for that. Especially a very mediocre City who sat back in that game. I've never seen a Pep side sit back like that before. Had no balls in that game. And then Liverpool away. You gotta try and beat Liverpool if you're gonna catch them. Go for it. 0 ball. He started. He didn't start Eze, and he started Marino in midfield because he's got no balls. He just needs to back himself more. I hate the record that people say, "Oh, Arsenal." Prior to the Liverpool game, hadn't lost against the traditional Big Six for a long time. Because they didn't try and win most of those games. They just sat and defended and played for set pieces. His lack of balls is the reason why Arsenal won't win the league. There you go. Wondering why Unai keeps starting Gesson, says Robbie. I think Gesson's played well today. If Gesson was struggling, I would be saying, well, I kind of agree. But I think Gesson's been all right. Emery probably thinks Rodgers needs a lucky goal. Suddenly he would be back, but it sure is frustrating, says Roberts. I mean, yeah. I think he really likes Rodgers to a point where he's just hoping he can get through this bad patch, and he's doing everything he can. Playing him as much as possible so he gets out of it. However, it's starting to be a detriment to the team. And as the team is more important than the individual. At this point, sub him off. You could argue his horrendous miss kick led to Villa's goal, right? His miss kick was so bad, the ball went slightly backwards. Bologna could only scramble the ball to the edge of the box, and McGinn scored. His shot was that bad, it led to a goal. For someone behind him. It's funny, honestly. Sean said, I think Gesson should play up top. Marcus said they did sit back as 10 at the back, but benching Eze. Not playing Eze is insane. Not playing Eze is genuinely insane. But yeah, I don't really care. If Arsenal doing the, some people hate Arsenal. I don't really care. Their fans can be weird sometimes. I think AFTV's cringe, and a lot of the people there are up their own arse, and they think Arsenal are better than what they are. They're a good side, but there's a lot of arrogance from AFTV that I don't like, which is why they are quite hated. I personally don't hate Arsenal. I find it funny when we beat them because they hate Emery. I don't like the fact that Emery is heavily disrespected by Arsenal supporters. I think partially to do with that is Emery always does well against Arsenal, which probably rattles them a little bit. Rodgers swapped for Elliott and Ancho. Sancho for Buendia, and I think we steamroll this. Probably. Like I said, I think it is the right sub for this game, but you have to think more than one step at a time. Like I said, you got to think about Fulham. And if we make those changes now, I don't think they're fit enough to start and play a full 90 against Fulham, which we might need them to do. That's why I said let's wait to the, around the 60-ish minute. Those extra 15 minutes can make all the difference, I would not sell Rodgers right now. You never sell an asset when it's underperforming. There's never, in business, right? You don't sell a depreciating value asset unless you're desperate. If we're going to think about selling Rodgers, let's wait until he's back on his purple patch, and then we can, take advantage of that. You never sell a depreciating value asset if you can. Other teams would use this like crazy and be like, well, he's not scoring goals for you right now, so we're not going to offer any more money. But if he does well, they'll be like, okay, we want him to sign and we're going to spend this money, and then we have the leverage to say, well, he's a very valuable player for Aston Villa, and he does this, he does that. Rodgers seems like a last signing for Pep City to take them over the line. I don't think Pep's going to last too much longer at Manchester City, and I'm going to say that right now. I think it is surprising he's still there after how terrible they were last year. 200 million plus spent in the January to then lose an FA Cup final to Crystal Palace. And then the signing you make in January misses a penalty in the final. Like, it's poetry. And so far this season, they've been shite. Well done. They beat a Ruben Amorim side at home. Congratulations, Yeah, I agree it's hard to sack him, but he should have the the lack of stubbornness to resign. I feel like he just wants to get City in a good spot and leave, and not leave them in a rough area. I still think if they left now, it's not exactly disastrous, but he's so stubborn that he wants to. I think the time he wants to leave City to be perfectly replaced. They're in the top two at the very least. Someone else can come in and win a bit like Arne Slot, win the league first year. What's the competition? Sorry, I'm a Newcastle fan. Well, with I was going to have a laugh at you losing to Barcelona, but I'm not going to say that. And I can't criticise Rashford because I love him. I was going to, it'd be easy to say things like you got dunked on by Rashford in 2025. You lost to Barcelona. You have no points in the Champions League. I could have bites that way, but I actually like Rashford. And I don't think you guys played that badly. I thought your defending was pretty poor. But I don't think you played that badly in that game. So I'm actually going to be very mature and say you're not going to win it. I would rather be in a competition you can win. And I fully say that. Especially Europa League, which is Unai Emery's competition. The most decorated Europa League manager in history. I'd much rather be, in some way, in a competition that we could actually win. We've gone so long without a bloody trophy. It would be nice. Brian said just go for easy. Oh, yeah, I could go for the Isaac stuff. He didn't give a chance away. He scored 2 blinders. You'd rather be in the Championship. You know what? I would rather be... So that is a very good point, Brian. I would rather be a team like or Burnley or Leeds than, let's say... Who always is boring? Who always is boring in the Premier League? At one time it was Palace, but then Palace have had actually quite an enjoyable time in football recently. You have a boring time, but always do well. Bournemouth. I feel like I would rather be a yo-yo team than mid-table. It's more excitement when you're going up, you're going down, you're going up, It's more excitement that way. West Ham. There you go. Love that. They did win the Conference League a couple of years ago. Other than that, I would rather be Yo-Yo than West Ham. It's boring. Especially West Ham now in a stadium that is miserable. That's just my take. I don't know. Good save, Bizot, by the way. Difficult. I'd say fairly difficult shot to save from Bernardeschi. It's a grass cutter. It's towards the corner. It's watched all the way. It doesn't spill it. What's one club you hate the most? Birmingham City, obviously. If you know anything about Aston Villa, you'll know it is them. West Ham will conference more than Villa can say, to be fair, but where's their Champions League trophy? Can they put that on the table? Although it is funny to say that's the last time Declan Rice has won a trophy. Him had a trophy with West Ham. He's gone to Arsenal, he still hasn't won anything. It is funny to say that, in fairness. Question, as a Villa fan, do you like... I don't mind Liverpool, they're fine. I don't really care. There was a time around the 2010s that Villa would just go to Anfield and win. We had like a few consecutive years there where we beat them, which I thought was funny. In like a really shit Villa period as well, under like Paul Lambert. We beat them 3-1 there once. We beat them 1-0 once. Like, we had a good little spell at Liverpool. That's what I think of typically when I think of like Villa, Liverpool, and how my feelings towards them. I don't really care about them. Yeah, the worst spell we've ever had, really, in my lifetime. We had a good record against them. Free kick to Villa. Clip forward, good clearance. Oh, I mean, the free kick wasn't great, in fairness. It wasn't towards the box, it was played out wide. Villa want a throw in there, which John McGinn screaming for, but the referee gives it the other way. As a Villa fan, rank the Big Six for you. I don't care enough. I really don't. I'm not going to do that because I don't really care, Chris. I would say is there any team in the Big Six I don't really dislike anyone in the Big Six. Like Man City, you could say because they've potentially cheated. But I think PSR's a load of bollocks anyway. And the financial fair play rules are not very fair. So I don't really have much animosity towards Man City anyway, because if they didn't break the rules, allegedly, they wouldn't be where they are. There'd be no chance for a team like Man City to be where they are if they didn't do it. So I don't really dislike anyone. People hate United because they used to be good, but United are that shit now that I don't really care. Like, I don't know. It's not the same United that tortured everyone's childhoods, so it doesn't really mean as much to me. Chelsea and City, I don't care about because, like I said, they both break rules and have broken rules in the past. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't be where they are. And they've had to break those rules because the rules in place are terrible. So, for that alone is why I don't hate them. The red, what do they call it? The red cartel don't like it, obviously, because they would rather their team stay at the top. But you will never have, a Leicester City again with how everything is currently in place. There you go. Unless teams break the rules. Chelsea have broken, allegedly. Chelsea have broken financial fair play rules. Also, the fact they were owned by a Russian oligarch as well is also very controversial, to say the least. Not going to talk about politics on stream, but that's very controversial. Is Maatsen for Aston Villa. Kamara ahead of him, making an attacking run there. Daniel Marlon on the halfway line. Goes backwards to find Ezri Konza. Player to watch this season in Europe doesn't have to be Villa, but it can be if you want. Player to what? You know what? I will say, if he does play Harvey Elliott, I think Harvey Elliott could be the key for Aston Villa if we are to do anything in this competition. But that's one if he plays. Bloody hell, chance for Bologna there, but that's a very awkward slip. Villa get away with that. I mean, Castro slips at the wrong time. Again, we get a bit lucky there. We looked a bit threadbare at the back. But yeah, if Elliott does play, which I hope he does, I think he could definitely be the one to watch. Someone who has won trophies at Liverpool, has a point to prove. wanting to play first team football, I think he could take the Europa League by the scruff of the neck. And I mean, how good it would be for like him on a personal level. You know, the first time you leave Liverpool, you win a trophy for a side that haven't won one for nearly 30 years. You look like me mixed with Harry Maguire. Just Curtis. Oh dear. Gone defensive, inviting equaliser. Eric. I've heard I look like Maguire and Mason Mount had a love child. I've heard that the most in my life. Who have you got this weekend, says George? We have Fulham, a side that historically we typically beat. So I'm going to hope it happens again. They haven't beaten us at Villa Park. Sorry, I should say it this way. They've only beaten us once at Villa Park in 50 years. And they always seem to help Villa at our time of need. They sacked Gerrard when we wanted him out. They beat Villa so badly he got sacked. They stopped us getting promoted with a very dodgy owner as they beat us in the final, which is like probably the most important loss we've ever had because we got new owners in past that point and we've been amazing ever since. Essentially every time. When we had a rough patch last year where we couldn't win, played Fulham, won, started to improve again. Every single time we struggle, Fulham typically is the saviour. So I'm hoping they're going to be the saviour again. I'm hoping. Thanks for joining membership, Robert. Thank you, mate. Akbar says Rodgers is crabbed. Oh, it's just replying to some other stuff I said. But I appreciate you joining the membership. Emery probably thinks... Oh, no, I already read that. That was before half time. And yeah, Akbar mentioned West Ham when I was looking for a team who always finish mid-table. I feel like West Ham have potential with correct ownership. I feel like their owners are not looking out for them, is what I'll say about West Ham. With correct ownership, I think they could genuinely threaten Big Six. But their owners don't seem to give a toss. And they've made a lot of bad decisions. Wish my memory is good as yours. My memory is inconsistent. Some things it can be very good. Some things it's not amazing. It's very specific. It's weird. Thrown to Bologna halfway line. I will say it's not been the best second half for Villa. It's been about 10 minutes now, and it has been. It's not been amazing. Bologna have had way more of the ball than I wanted them to. I'll have a look at the stats here, actually. Yeah, 64% of the ball for Bologna. I'd just rather us keep up tempo, man. Medford says, thoughts on Villa during this game, signs of improvement. I thought the first half hour, we were amazing. And kind of since then, we have kind of gone down a gear a little bit and allowed them to grow into the game a little bit. But I think overall, it's been very good. That from Kamara is delightful, by the way. Flicks it over the midfielder. Plays the ball into Rodgers. Rodgers again. Please take him off. Please. His passing's shocking. Gesson into Cash. Fakes across. Hooks a ball in with his left foot towards Buendia, but he's only 5'7". Buendia had any height to him. Probably scores ahead of that because he gets away from his marker. And he scores more headed goals than you would think, Buendia, in fairness, if you look at his career. But 5'7", you can really see it sometimes when he's not close to headers like that. That's unfortunate. We are making changes, and I'm surprised so early we're seeing the introduction of Ollie Watkins and Jadon Sancho 56 minutes into the game. I think that's really early to make those kind of changes. I really do. I am surprised. JHG has asked, how has Rodgers been? I think Rodgers has been really poor today. I really do think he's been really poor. He's just had a poor season. I can't even lie. But yeah, so I'm guessing it will be Marlon and Sancho. Do you reckon? Probably Buendia. Those will be the changes. I think it'll probably be Buendia and Marlon. We'll have a see. Use it as how we play. We're playing okay. It's not been the best of second halves. It's been a bit slow, but we're going to make some changes now, which hopefully does liven up our attack a little bit. And here's the double change. It will be Ollie Watkins to come on first. I think Roger's head is not at Villa right now. Needs to change it up. Yeah, it is Donyell Marlon coming off for Watkins. Well played, Don. He could have made it 2-0. He had a chance with a shot just inside the box. He went hard and low, tried to aim for the bottom corner, and he put it a little bit close to the keeper. He's looked tidy at times, Marlon, but once again, a blank slate from him. Ollie is on, though, for him. Like I said, it's early. It's an early change. And it is Emi Buendia, so I was correct with the substitutions. Buendia off, so it's just double like for like. Sancho to replace Buendia on the left wing. The Villa fans singing Ollie Watkins' name. Trying to give him a little bit of confidence, I think. Still without a goal. Our England international. Some would say the second best English striker that we have. Yet to have scored a goal in any competition so far this season. I'll have a quick look around the Europa League games. If you just bear with me, I'll have a little glance at what's been going on. Because we saw at half time a horrid moment for Rangers, actually. I have an advert on screen, which is not what I want to see, for God's sake. Right, so still 1-0 Villa, obviously. Frank Varos still goal down. Rangers with 10 men, still 0-0. The only game that has had a change. Stuttgart are beating Celta Vigo by a goal to 0. And I'll keep you guys updated. Prediction: Sancho scores. I really like what I've seen from Sancho. I thought Sancho off the bench against Brentford provided an outlet. Wasn't amazing, but it was probably the best of our front three. And then Sancho, I felt against Sunderland was really good. I thought he was the only one taking any player on. And pretty much our entire attack, when he came on in the last 10, I mean, he was literally only given 10 minutes. It all came down his side, and it was his combination with his former teammate Ian Matson. Yeah, so I think he has deserved to come on, and I'm happy to see that he has come on. Ollie did go down. He's back up there. Ooh, there's a moment, though, for Bologna. Cross. Great block from Konza. Still not clear. Great block, Matty Cash. Throwing themselves into it. Offside flag comes up anyway. But really good bit of individual defending there from both Konza and Cash. Cash hurt himself in the process. I mean, it would have saved Cash a bit of pain if the flag does come up. I think he's onside, though. I think the linesman got that wrong. I think Pau Torres, with his long legs, keeps him onside. Really good blocks, actually, coming in from Konza and Cash. I think Cash's one's even more difficult. Fantastic bits of defending. Hey, doing Gavs, what's good? It's big ups, AJ. Mate, you okay? I'm okay. I've been impressed with what I've seen so far. Dennis said Rogers is like playing with 10 men. Young player of the year. No one snapped him up in the summer. Do you think Morgan's head in the clouds? I wonder, before we let go of Ramsey, I wonder if, you know, we possibly had a chat with Rogers saying, look, if there's an offer, because of PSR, we might have to sell you. And maybe he felt there was going to be an offer and it didn't happen. I don't know. I'm making speculation on things that no one knows in this fan base, really, because no journalist has come out with anything. But you do wonder. Cash comeback season at Medford. I mean, that block is fantastic from Matty Cash, and it probably would have stood if there was a goal. I mean, the offside flag came up initially, but he looked onside on the replay. Oh, that's very nice from Rodgers, in fairness. And Sancho finds John McGinn. McGinn towards the right-hand side. Gesson has space. Villa have a chance. Gesson enters the box, gets the byline cross towards Watkins. That should be a corner to Villa at the halt. It is. That's good from Gesson. I'll even applaud that. That's well done. Gets the ball into the area, and Watkins attacks it. It's good defending. I think Watkins probably could have got a little bit more contact there on the ball, but it's a good bit of defending at the near post. I'm not going to criticise that at all. It is a corner to Aston Villa. We had lots of them in the first half. I believe that's our first of the second half. It is. First corner of the entire second half for either side. I'm hoping we can do something from it. We still have a set-piece coach, by the way. We've got a weird corner routine going on here. Play it short. Cross towards the far post towards Maatsen. Only half cleared. Kamara nods it forward. That should be an offside, I think, on Rodgers. The flag stayed down, though. Maatsen, he hooks a cross in towards the far post. Torres has a cross goal. Still not cleared, and that will be a foul. There it is. And a swing and a kick in the nose for Morgan Rodgers. There. Should Marlon play on the wing and Evan be on the middle? Well, I think it's easier to make like for like, I guess. And Daniel Marlon's been okay, but he hasn't been amazing. So, yeah, I am surprised it was an early change, though. I would have made the change, a little bit later on in the game. I was surprised to see it be made in the 56th minute. That's just my opinion. Well, yeah. 63 now gone, 1-0 to Villa. Still, that McGinn goal is the difference in this game. Will Aston Villa win our first game this season, any competition? Gesson does really well here. It's a good tackle. But he's looked lively in this game. I criticised Gesson against Sunderland. I thought he wasn't great in that game. But he has done well. And it's good defending to stop him running down the flank. Lykogiannis with the challenge. Throw in. It's awkward for Bologna to deal with. Rodgers, that's a poor ball again. And it's just been the same thing I've seen with Rodgers all game, all season. And it could lead to a counter-attack for Bologna. It's just a really poor pass. Thankfully, it's very well defended. But it's the weight of pass that Rodgers just has consistently got wrong all season. Like, it's a simple cushion ball back to Torres that he's just p-rolled back at him, and it's led to Villa losing the ball and then being hit on the break. Thankfully, we shut it down. But you have the ball in that kind of moment. Don't make that kind of pass. JHC said, pray we don't mess it up. Eric said, glad he makes changes. He does leave them too late, typically, in fairness. You are correct on that. So it is nice to see more proactive changes, I guess. Thrown to Villa by the dugout. It was Gesson challenged with the header, and it was flicked away. I think it was by Freuler, I think. It was Freuler with the clearance. Cash bowls it backwards into Konza. I don't like the low tempo. I've not liked it all season. And I get why you employ it when you're winning a game, I guess, because you're harder to beat that way. Villa want a foul there on Watkins, but the referee said he won the ball. Maatsen gets it back. Watkins looks offside. Flag stays down for now. Goes down. Penalty. I think that's been given. Is there no offside? I think there's offside. I swear he looked offside there. It is a penalty to Villa. They will check it. I did not react to that because I thought he looked like 2-3 yards offside. But the flag stayed down throughout the entire process there. And I'm going to see here, did Ollie time this run? He's off, I think. I think he's off. I think I was correct. I think he's offside. Bernardeschi, I don't think plays him on. And I think this could be ruled out. Because he's offside before he's fouled. Which is why I didn't react in the first place. I saw the pass and I'm like, I think he's off there. And he is fouled. Like, it's 100% a Villa penalty if he's onside. And the if is huge there. But is it going to be given? They are checking it. VAR are officially checking the penalty. Not the penalty, sorry. I'll say it again. They're officially checking if he was onside. If he's onside, the penalty will be given. Oh, it's over! He's onside! Penalty Villa! Penalty Villa! It has been given. I can't believe that. I want to see the replay of that with the AI involved. Because that looked offside to me. That really looked offside to me. It's going to be Watkins to take it. Oh, my life. Watkins who earned it. And Watkins to take it at the whole 10 for Aston Villa. It will give Villa a 2-0 lead, surely. If he scores this, I think we've won the game. I think we are comfortable. Surely at this point, we've played okay. Come on, Ollie. I have the faith. I have the belief. Ollie Watkins, huge deep breath here. Watkins for Villa, right-footed, saved. Down the middle. Oh my God, he's missed it. Ollie has missed the penalty for Aston Villa. Oh my God. He's gone down the middle and the keeper sticks a boot out. Aston Villa have missed the penalty. Oh my life. Watkins' horrendous penalty record continues. That's a really poor take. He's just tried to... I feel like if you're going to go down the middle, you have to bait the keeper to dive, man. You have to bait the keeper to dive. You have to do a little stutter. I always find the stutter takers try and get movement out of the keeper. Try and wrong foot the keeper. You can't just blast it down the middle because they will often... The keeper's a tool. They'll often stick a leg out and it'll be enough to divert the ball away. Watkins has still yet to score a goal this season. Man, that's painful. That's painful. Yeah, and Erin, you are spot on with that. He's not silencing any critic at all. He looked nervous. I'm going to say that. I said as he took it, huge deep breaths from Ollie Watkins. Huge deep breaths. He looked nervous. He looked nervous on that. His penalty record is about 50%, by the way. I said this against Brentford as well. We don't have a competent taker right now. We just don't have one. I would argue that Sancho arguably should be on them because we don't have a taker at Villa. We don't. John McGinn took the first one against Brentford and he bloody missed. This has been the penalty issues we've had at Villa have been consistent now for years. For years we've had this. Marlon would have took it if he stayed on. Yeah, I think that is true. Ollie Watkins is my hus. Well, he is not getting... he's married, in fairness. So he's not looking for the hus right now. But if he wasn't married, he would be struggling. 2-0. It should be 2-0. So Villa, I mean, missing a penalty like this. I mean, obviously... His attitude stunk when we had him, but John Duran does not miss that. John Duran does not miss that, unfortunately. Oh my God, Bologna hit the post. Oh my God, Castro. Sorry, I said post. It was a crossbar. Castro, I mean, that would have been a huge dagger to Villa. Castro has hit the crossbar for Bologna. Lovely cross. He beats Cash to the ball, smashes the ball against the crossbar. Bizot rooted to the spot. It's a really good header, in fairness. But it has hit the bar. Villa get away with that. Dear. Guys, double tap the screen. If you have enjoyed the stream so far, it has been a roller coaster. We have 20 minutes to go. It is 1-0 to Aston Villa. Watkins missing a penalty is the reason why this game is still 1-0. Bologna have just hit the crossbar. And this just reeks now of an equaliser. It feels like this kind of game that we're going to let slip now. And the lack of confidence is starting to creep in now. starting to creep in a little bit. Bologna have definitely got more out of that than we have. I'd rather the offside stud, and he just doesn't take it and doesn't miss. Yeah, one of those pens like Morata and Nunes, you just know he's going to miss, unfortunately. On my days, we get a bit fortunate there. The ball. I like Bizot, but he does not have the best command of his area. He has been clattered there, though, in fairness. He has gone down. He'll probably get some treatment here from the medical staff. Look, what Ollie's gone and done is expected and hope. Well, not expected, but hope the keeper dives, and he just slots it down the middle of the goal. But unfortunately, keepers will often stick a leg out in the hope that if they do go down the middle, it hits their foot as they dive one way or the other. And it's exactly what's happened. It's just the keeper dives to his right. Ollie obviously goes down the middle, but the keepers react, and he's just saved it with his boot. The only times that doesn't work is when keepers full stretch dive towards the corner, and it's, it's harder to fling and leave a boot out when you are at that level of, and you've got that level of dive, is what I'm trying to say. It's terrible English there, but when you've dived that far, Bizot's really hurt himself here. By the way, they're really testing his knee. Oh dear. We don't have Martinez on the bench, by the way. Just going to point that out to you guys. Next Thursday, so a week today, Feyenoord against Aston Villa is in the Europa League. What's happened to this season, AJ? Don't look great. Emery's turned into the Arsenal Emery again. I think people are reactionary. We have played teams that are good sides. We played a very good Palace side. Everton, at the time when we played them, had won 16 of their last 21. And we drew 0-0 with them. Newcastle, a top side, drew with them. We're playing some hard games. Sunderland had won every game at home prior to us travelling. And although we should have beat them, I agree, we didn't lose. It's not been a great start, obviously. I mean, it has been a poor start for Villa, but there've been definite banana skins in there. It's like if you put mistakes throughout a season and you just took them all and just chucked them at the start of the season. That's what this year's felt like, really. That we've got our uncomfortable rough games all at the very start. And no matter how good or how bad we are, we always lose to Palace. So that's just a given. We went a year without a loss at home in the Premier League and prior to Crystal Palace, which again, our last time we'd lost at home was to Crystal Palace. We didn't lose in the Champions League at home all of last season. We even beat PSG and Bayern Munich both at home, but we lost to Palace the year before in the Cup. So they are just the kryptonite, unfortunately. Maatsen has gone off, by the way, as the most recent change. As Digne's on since the penalty miss. I mean, they took that and decided to really go for it, and they've made 3 changes literally a minute after Watkins missed his penalty. And now Digne's on to help defend. Chance at the back post for Bologna, by the way, but the offside flag comes up. My heart did kind of sink there, as no one tracked the runner, but he was offside. Maatsen, I'll be playing prior to the penalty that we were given. I thought we were okay, but we've missed a spot kick, and we have. It seems like it's crushed the mentality of the team a little bit, because it's been all Bologna since we've missed the penalty. Second half has not been great in general. I mean, it was a kind of against the run of play. How Watkins got himself through, in on goal, took out. And I was really hoping for his sake that he buries it. You feel that 2-0 as well. A game is probably won, especially, like I said, at a stadium we don't often lose at. you feel 2-0 is probably enough to win. Suddenly, you miss a penalty and the momentum swings the other way. But we don't have a competent taker. I felt like we haven't had a competent penalty taker in a couple years now. Like Douglas Luiz missed a huge penalty in the Conference League semi-final against Olympiacos, which was one of the reasons why we were knocked out that year. Watkins has been very inconsistent. Like I said, about a 50% record from penalties. He slipped over with a penalty last year, actually, when we played Celtic. He took a penalty in the Champions League and slipped over as he took it. He just shouldn't be on them. I fully stand by he shouldn't be on. I'd rather Sancho take it, to be honest. I'd much rather Sancho take that. It's now 8 shots to 13. Bologna have had more attempts on goal than Aston Villa. Watkins has missed a penalty, yeah. Watkins missed. He still's yet to score a goal this season. I would say to a lot of people, if you have Watkins in FPL, I would reconsider it. I genuinely would rather Sanchez take it. Harry, I don't think you understand our penalty plight right now. We don't really have a penalty taker at Villa. John McGinn certainly shouldn't be one, and he was like the first one up for the Brentford shootout. Watkins literally has a 50% record, which is awful for a taker. You shouldn't have to flip a coin. Rodgers, apparently we have no penalty data on Morgan Rodgers, but I would not bank on him scoring right now anyway, because he's not playing very well. So you are looking at the likes of Daniel Marlon, Evan Gesson. Marlon, I think it could score, but Marlon got subbed off, typically. Although I say that, it was a like-for-like change, and it's Watkins that got fouled, so there's no world, unless it was Marlon who was fouled, there's no world where he's on the pitch at the same time that we get that penalty. If you didn't want so much money, we should still have him. But who you on about there? Because I went on a rant there. Get Bizzot on there. I feel like Bizzot probably would score more penalties than half of this team. No excuse in 12 yards. I fully agree. No excuse in 12 yards. Can you imagine Martinez saving penalties against Aston Villa? Like, if they do training routines, I bet Emmy saves more than he concedes against this lot. I swear to you. He must have a field day. We got one of the best, historical international penalty savers in the world, combined with one of the worst taking sides in the world. It's such a bizarre combo. I feel like in a shootout, Emmy will have to save 3 penalties for us to win it. Chat Sevilla, guess on. Why not shoot that? He squares it unselfishly. But we've created so little in the second half. Have a go, man. Like, if we could get a rebound from that or anything. You might hit it sweet enough it goes in. I'd rather, register a shot there. Just do something. Force their keeper to make a save, man. Hello, Flapcap. Okay, I'm up to date on the score. How have we been? It has been a roller coaster, my friend. I'd say, okay, for anyone who is just tuning in as well, it's probably going to be the last time I explain it because we are 80 minutes into the game. First half an hour, we've played very well. High tempo, attacking football, and even on the counter-attack, we actually looked decent. Caused a threat. John McGinn scored a lovely goal, edge of the box with his left foot in the bottom corner. Very nice. Gesson could have made it too. Daniel Marlon also had a low shot, tipped wide by the keeper. Actual attacking football from Villa. I think we registered 5 shots in the first 20 minutes, which is unheard of for us this season. Half time though, and since then, lower tempo. However, against run of play, Watkins, 1-on-1, fouled, penalty. He takes it and misses it. And kind of since then, Bologna have been on top. In fact, a couple of minutes after, Bologna hit the crossbar. And, that's just how football can go. Like, one moment you could be 2-0 up, and here it was very nearly 1-1. is a terrific header from Castro. Across to the back post. Matty Cash is not fantastic at defending aerially at his at the far stick, at his side. Castro beat him to the ball. Very powerful header. Very unlucky to see it at the crossbar. Bizot didn't even move. And that's kind of been how this game has panned out. We have 8 minutes to go here. Still 1-0 to Villa. But we've gone from dominating to being dominated, and another low confidence moment for Ollie Watkins. You know? I don't know if I'd say lucky to get the 3 points, because we've missed chances to make this 2-0. So if you get all that together, like I said, Gesson probably should have scored. Marlon had a huge chance to score. And Watkins having a penalty. Any of those go in, this game's 2-0, and I think we have a comfortable end of the game. We miss it all, and then Bologna have their probably only chance of the game to score and they hit the crossbar. They had a moment with Bernardeschi. He cuts in on his left, bends it in the far corner, but it's not a great deal of power, and it's a simple-ish save for Bizot. That's kind of been all they've done, other than literally the crossbar and that shot. So I think in the chances department, it has been Villa-sided, but they've had a lot more of the ball than I wanted them to, especially since we've missed a penalty. Watkins used to be at the centre of everything, training videos on the pitch. He's becoming lazy. I'm so happy we've replaced. I think Olsen in goal, that's probably 1-1. In fairness. It's a shot that I would expect Bizot to save. He actually saves and holds it. He doesn't spill it at all. But a lesser keeper probably is threatened with that kind of shot from Bernardeschi. So I'm glad we have improved on Robin Olsen, in fairness. I don't think Bizot has had much to do, in fairness, all game today. And look, I said at half time, we win this 1-0 and it's a scrappy second half, I don't care. And I literally still stand by that. I'd just rather not miss a penalty in the process. The goal was outside the box from McGinn, it was. Left-footed, on the half volley, in the bottom corner. Keeper doesn't dive. Really nice finish. Try and find Watkins here. That should be a free kick to Aston Villa. The referee does play on. Sancho cuts inside. Sancho does everything well but the finish. Sancho does really well. Skips inside, beats one man, gets himself loads of space inside the box, which we've not really seen much this evening, as they've defended quite compact. But then he tries to wrap it with his right boot, and he gets it a bit wrong, and it does go wide. I feel like he's gone for more power than placement there. He probably had the time to place that. I don't think he realised how much space he got himself by beating one fullback. I mean, there's a huge gap there. Just look at the replay. That's a huge gap he's created for himself with one little like flick to the right. Creates loads of space. You won't get that space in the Premier League. Unlucky though. Another long ball though. Finds Watkins. Watkins on his own. Edge of the box. He's got options, including Kamara. He does find Kamara. We move it out towards the left-hand side. Sancho on the ball once again. Yeah, not as much room this time as there was actually 3 players in front of him. We go back to the halfway line. That's a nice little flick pass from Sancho. Digne. Rodgers in the box of Villa. It's Digne! Great save. Sancho, someone have a go. How was there no rebound shot? Rodgers hooks it back into the hands of the keeper. How was there no shot from the rebound? I feel like we're scared to shoot sometimes, and now Bizot has to come out of his goal to blast it clear. Literally from one keeper to another. Oh, I really, really thought the net was going to ripple there. It's a good save, but no one there to follow it up. And now Bologna look for an equaliser. McGinn cuts out the cross, but gives it straight back to them. And it's a little bit messy for my liking, and Villa do finally relieve some pressure with a throw in here. But, man, I need to see a replay of this. I hope they show it. Sancho combining really well down the left-hand side. I feel like that very easily could and probably should have been a goal. man. Another moment there. Rodgers tried to find Watkins. Bologna definitely playing more expansive now, trying to find an equaliser in this game. They've put more players forward, which means they're more open for the counter-attack, which is literally how we love to play. We like it when teams have a go. We soak it up, hit them on the break. I would say that's Emery's bread and butter at Aston Villa. Should I cash my bet? I don't know what your bet is, my friend. If your bet is Villa to win, I would keep it going. I don't want to jinx it. I might have just jinxed it there. But yeah, my favourite game you've seen as Villa fan. I watched us beat Sunderland 6-1 at home like a decade ago. I was a kid for that, but it was a very nice game and I enjoyed it. Cross towards the back post, very well defended from Digne. And very composed passing inside our own box from Sancho. Rodgers, Villa on the break, tries to find Watkins. I think Gesson leaves that, hoping the ball still floats its way to Ollie Watkins, but the ball never does. And maybe my depth perception wasn't amazing there, but it just felt like Gesson allowed that ball to continue, hoping that it would find its target, but I feel like he probably should have took the ball himself there. 2 minutes plus injuries time, still 1-0 to Aston Villa. Do you think this performance will spark a lift in the Premier League? I think overall passage of play has been good. As a team, we look confident, but on an individual level, I think this might have killed Ollie. Like, I'm not even going to lie. I think this genuinely might have really hurt Ollie Watkins. Like, haven't scored a goal this season. And then you miss a penalty in a huge game like this where we're desperate to make it to. I just don't know how that can lift him in any way, because that'll be on his mind. And he's not played badly today at all. I think he came on early. I think he came on in the 55th minute. I would have left it a bit later. But he earned the penalty himself. It's not like someone else has been fouled and he's just missed it. At least he's earned it, but still. I'm hoping as a team collective, this does spark Villa a little bit, but we still have to win this game, and we're in the 89th minute. Harvey Elliott did not come on as of... have we made all our changes, actually? Because he's not come on yet, and I don't know if it's even possible for him to anymore. We made 2... So I know we can. We still make another 2. So we could, but we've not decided to bring him on. We've brought on Watkins, Sancho, and Digne. We've often seen Elliott and Sancho together, so it is a surprise to only see Sancho and not Elliott. Definitely for a striker and winter transfer. We'll see. Because we still have Daniel Marlon, who also wasn't amazing. Another good catch from Bizot. Looping flick header into the hands of the veteran goalkeeper. It's a good catch from Bizot. Like I said, I appreciate him a lot more than Robin Olsen. He bowls it out looking diagonal to try and build something. Sancho does collect the ball, but he is completely isolated. And Bologna win back possession. They have 5 additional minutes to get an equaliser here. We have 5 minutes to hang on to what would be our first competitive win this season. We have scored, 3 goals in 7 competitive games now. Harvey Elliott against Brentford, Cash against Sunderland, and now John McGinn against Bologna. Another good block this time from Digne. Give me your man of the match, guys. Who's been your man of the match today? I'd like to know. Put it in the comments. I think Ezri Konsa is a massive shout for man of the match, by the way. I think Konsa has been fantastic in defence. Crucial challenges, always reliable. I love Konsa. Like he's literally Mr. Consistent at the back for Villa. Defenders never get the praise they should, or at least it's very rare. But for me, Konsa has been rock solid. Him and Cash, in fairness. I think him and Cash have been brilliant. The one time Cash was beaten with a little flick, he fouled his man, but I'd rather him do that than we concede a chance. So I'm not bothered by that. And there's been a few shouts for man of the match today, But to me, I think it's Konza. I really do think it's Konza. She says Konza. Paul Bissot. McGinn says Akbar. McGinn's been good as well, in fairness. Kamara, has had a good game. Like I said, there's actually been genuine shouts. I've struggled in some games this season to give one at all. But I think there's been genuine options. And this could be a chance for Villa on the break with Watkins on his own in the box. Watkins deflected. And Villa do get a corner at the whole 10 with 3 minutes of injury time to play. Ollie does. He does okay there. He's completely isolated. But it's on the counter-attack. And it's a one-on-one with the defender. He gets a corner. I'm happy with that. It's a good block. Yeah, I'm a big critic of Konza about this level. I think Konza's been solid today. I think look, he's had some rough games in the past. Of course, there's not been a single Villa player who hasn't, but I think Konza has been very consistent at his entire Villa career, in fairness, and has improved quite heavily. Corner comes in. Watkins gets a header onto it, but it does go wide. A little diving header at the near post there from Ollie. Flashes across goal, never really threatening the goal. Other shouts I wouldn't have minded to hear would have been, like I said, Matty Cash, I think would have been a decent shout too. Evan Gesson, I think has been okay. But yeah, to me, has to be either Cash, Konza, Cash, or John McGinn, or Kamara. I'd even take Kamara. The core of the team, the spine of the team, has been very good today. That's how you dig out performances. It's how you dig out performances. Have a consistent spine. And we have just over a minute here to see out this game. We did beat them in the Champions League last season with a clean sheet, and we might have just done it again. Kamara, that's a good pass forward. Villa looking for that second. Great pass. Watkins goes down. I mean, I think the keeper gets the ball, in fairness. It's you know what? This keeper's done very well in those pressure situations. He had a similar chance with Marlon, where he had to dive at his feet and get it right, and he did just that. And just then as well, had to press Ollie, had to get on the ball when he dives at him, and he did. And it's led to Bologna potentially creating one more chance here. 30 seconds until the 5 additional are up. That's a very poor pass. But Digne dives in a little bit there. I don't know if has he given a foul there or a throw-in? Oh, he has fouled him. Digne is an idiot there. What is Digne doing? The pass was bad. There's no need to stick your leg out there. And literally, as I put my earpiece in, the commentator has also dug him out for it. It's just a very needless free kick to give away here. Thank you for the roses from Paulie. This will probably be the last action of the game. Ferguson, cross from the right, flick on header. Great save, Bissot! What a save, Marco Bissot. The ball's kept alive. Cross from the left. Pau Torres, we can't get it clear. Oh, we can now. And that should be full time. It is! Aston Villa have won a game this season. Thank you, Marco Bissot. What a save at the very end of this game. It's a looping header. Bissot, full stretch, tips it off the line. And Villa clear defensively. A clean sheet for Aston Villa as well. And a massive win for the start of the Europa League. Huge result. Huge result. But, I mean, I must say it again. If that is Olsen in goal, I think that's in. I don't think he makes that save. But Bissot is actually a competent keeper, and he makes a very good stop there to deny Bologna. We keep a clean sheet. We win the game. It's not perfect. It's a bit gritty at times. We miss a penalty. We go for a bout of what I would say very miserable football where you have to dig in a little bit. Like, you can tell the confidence does waver, especially after we miss. They hit the crossbar. We have to ride a little bit of luck in that kind of game. But that is huge. And a statement result. I think we can use this to build on the weekend now. Huge win for Aston Villa. Thank you all so much for being here. I was live on YouTube and TikTok. Feel free to follow me on everywhere if you haven't already. And I'm going to do a very quick video over on TikTok to just give my additional thoughts on this game. Thank you all for being here. Up the Villa, massive result. I'm buzzing.